Have you ever finished reading a book or an article only to realize you can't recall much of what you just read? You're not alone. Many people struggle with remembering information from their reading, whether it's for school, work, or personal growth. In this video, we'll explore practical strategies and techniques to help you remember what you read so you can make the most out of every page. Let's dive into the science and art of memory and discover how you can retain more, recall faster, and truly benefit from your reading. Before we can improve our memory, it's important to understand why we forget what we read. Our brains are constantly bombarded with information, and not everything gets stored in long-term memory. Distractions, lack of focus, and not engaging with the material are common reasons for forgetting. By identifying these obstacles, we can start to address them and set ourselves up for better retention. Let's look at some of the main reasons why information slips away and how awareness is the first step to improvement. One of the most effective ways to remember what you read is to set a clear purpose before you start. Ask yourself, why am I reading this? What do I hope to learn or achieve? When you have a goal in mind, your brain is more likely to filter and retain relevant information. Whether you're reading for pleasure, study, or work, defining your purpose helps you stay engaged and focused, making it easier to recall key points later. Before diving into a book or article, take a few minutes to preview the material. Skim through headings, subheadings, summaries, and any highlighted or bolded text. This gives your brain a roadmap of what's to come and helps you create mental hooks for new information. Previewing also activates your curiosity, making you more attentive as you read. It's a simple step that can make a big difference in how much you remember. Passive reading often leads to poor retention. Instead, practice active reading by asking questions, making predictions, and connecting new information to what you already know. Take notes, highlight key points, or jot down questions in the margins. The more you interact with the text, the more likely you are to remember it. Active reading turns the process into a conversation, not just a one-way flow of information. Writing things down is a powerful way to reinforce memory. As you read, jot down important ideas, quotes, or summaries in your own words. This process forces you to process the information more deeply, making it easier to recall later. You can use a notebook, sticky notes, or digital tools, whatever works best for you. The key is to be consistent and review your notes regularly. Highlighting can be helpful, but only if used wisely. Instead of marking entire paragraphs, focus on key phrases or concepts that capture the main ideas. Over-highlighting can actually make it harder to remember as everything starts to look important. Be selective and use different colors for different types of information, such as definitions, examples, or main arguments. After finishing a chapter or section, pause to summarize what you've just read. Try to recall the main points without looking back, and then check to see if you missed anything important. Summarizing helps consolidate information in your memory and reveals any gaps in understanding. This habit not only boosts retention but also improves your comprehension over time. One of the best ways to remember information is to teach it to someone else. Explaining concepts in your own words forces you to organize your thoughts and identify any areas you don't fully understand. You can share what you've learned with a friend, family member, or even just out loud to yourself. Teaching reinforces your memory and deepens your understanding. Visual aids like diagrams, charts, and mind maps can make abstract ideas more concrete and memorable. As you read, try to visualize the information or create your own drawings to represent key concepts. Visualizing helps your brain organize and store information more efficiently, making it easier to recall later. Connecting new information to what you already know is a powerful memory technique. As you read, look for ways to relate new ideas to your own experiences, previous knowledge, or other subjects you've studied. Making these connections creates a web of associations in your brain, making it easier to retrieve information when you need it. Curiosity drives memory. As you read, ask yourself questions about the material. What is the author trying to say? Why is this important? How does this relate to what I already know? Asking questions keeps you engaged and encourages deeper thinking, both of which help with retention. Cramming a lot of information in one sitting is less effective than spreading your reading over time. The spacing effect shows that we remember information better when we review it at intervals. Try to break your reading into shorter sessions and revisit the material after a day or two. This approach strengthens your memory and helps you retain information for the long term. Reviewing what you've read is essential for moving information from short-term to long-term memory. Set aside time each week to go over your notes, highlights, and summaries. Regular review helps reinforce your learning and makes it easier to recall information when you need it. Mnemonics are memory aids that help you remember complex information. They can be acronyms, rhymes, or visual images that link new information to something familiar. For example, to remember a list of items, you might create a sentence where each word starts with the same letter as the item. Mnemonics make information more memorable and easier to recall. Putting new knowledge into practice is one of the best ways to remember it. After reading, look for opportunities to use what you've learned in real life. This could mean discussing ideas with others, writing about them, or applying concepts to your work or studies. Application turns passive reading into active learning, making the information stick. Concentration is crucial for memory. Find a quiet, comfortable place to read, free from distractions like phones or loud noises. Set a timer for focused reading sessions and take short breaks to rest your mind. The more focused you are, the more likely you are to remember what you read. Reading aloud engages more senses and can improve memory. When you read out loud, you not only see the words but also hear them, which reinforces learning. This technique is especially helpful for complex or dense material. Try reading key passages aloud to boost your retention. There are many digital tools and apps designed to help you remember what you read. From note-taking apps to flashcards and spaced repetition software, technology can make reviewing and organizing information easier. Experiment with different tools to find what works best for your learning style. Mind maps are visual diagrams that organize information around a central idea. Creating a mind map as you read helps you see connections between concepts and makes complex information easier to remember. Use colors, images, and keywords to make your mind maps more engaging and memorable. Breaking information into smaller, manageable chunks makes it easier to remember. Instead of trying to memorize long passages, focus on key points or sections. Chunking helps your brain process and store information more efficiently, leading to better recall. Associating new information with familiar images, sounds, or experiences can make it more memorable. For example, if you're learning a new word, try linking it to a picture or a personal story. The stronger the association, the easier it is to recall the information later. Retrieval practice means testing yourself on what you've read rather than just reviewing notes. Try to recall key points from memory, then check your notes to see what you missed. This active process strengthens your memory and helps you identify areas that need more review. Physical health plays a big role in memory. Getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, and exercising regularly all contribute to better brain function. When your body is healthy, your mind is sharper and more capable of retaining information. Trying to read while doing other things can seriously hurt your memory. Multitasking divides your attention and makes it harder to process and retain information. Focus on one task at a time to give your brain the best chance to remember what you read. Emotionally charged information is easier to remember. Try to connect emotionally with what you're reading, whether it's through empathy, excitement, or curiosity. When you care about the material, your brain is more likely to store it for the long term. Repetition is a classic memory technique. The more often you review information, the stronger your memory becomes. Reread important sections, repeat key points out loud, or write them down multiple times. Repetition cements information in your mind. Everyone has a unique learning style. Some people remember better through visuals, others through listening or doing. Experiment with different techniques like drawing, recording yourself, or acting out concepts to find what works best for you. Personalizing your approach makes learning more effective and memorable. Organizing your notes, highlights, and summaries helps you find and review information more easily. Use folders, tabs, or digital tools to keep everything in order. An organized system reduces stress and makes it easier to reinforce your memory over time. Mindfulness means being fully present in the moment. When you read mindfully, you're more aware of the material and less likely to get distracted. Try taking a few deep breaths before you start reading and gently bring your attention back whenever your mind wanders. Mindfulness enhances focus and memory. Trying to absorb too much information at once can overwhelm your brain and hurt your memory. Focus on quality over quantity, choose the most important materials and take your time with them. Limiting overload helps you remember more in the long run. Sleep is essential for memory consolidation. After reading, give your brain time to process and store new information by getting a good night's sleep. Studies show that people who sleep after learning remember more than those who don't. Make sleep a priority for better recall. Curiosity is a powerful motivator for learning and memory. When you're genuinely interested in a topic, you're more likely to pay attention and remember details. Cultivate curiosity by exploring new subjects, asking questions, and seeking out materials that excite you. Analogies help make complex ideas easier to understand and remember. When you come across a difficult concept, try relating it to something you already know. Creating analogies builds bridges in your mind, making new information more accessible and memorable. Active reading means engaging with the material, not just passively absorbing it. Ask questions, make predictions, and challenge the author's arguments. The more you interact with the text, the deeper your understanding and the stronger your memory will be. Flashcards are a simple but effective tool for memory. Write questions on one side and answers on the other, then test yourself regularly. Flashcards work well for vocabulary, facts, and key concepts, and they make it easy to review information on the go. Studying with others can boost your memory and understanding. Join or form a study group where you discuss readings, quiz each other, and share insights. Group learning exposes you to different perspectives and helps reinforce your knowledge through conversation. Setting achievable reading goals helps you stay motivated and focused. Break large tasks into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate your progress along the way. Realistic goals keep you on track and make it easier to remember what you read. Reflection deepens learning and memory. After finishing a reading session, take a moment to think about what you learned, how it connects to your life, and what questions you still have. Reflecting helps you internalize information and prepares you for future learning. Consistency is key to building strong memory habits. Make reading and review a regular part of your routine, even if it's just a few minutes each day. Over time, consistent practice leads to better retention and deeper understanding. Don't be discouraged by forgetting or making mistakes. Every error is an opportunity to learn and improve. Embrace mistakes as part of the learning process and use them to guide your future reading and review. Keeping track of your reading and memory progress can boost motivation and help you see improvement over time. Use a journal, app, or checklist to record what you've read, what you remember, and what you want to revisit. Tracking progress keeps you accountable and encourages continuous growth. Recognizing your achievements, no matter how small, can keep you motivated. Celebrate when you remember a difficult concept or finish a challenging book. Positive reinforcement encourages you to keep improving your memory and reading skills. Memory is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Keep practicing these techniques with every book or article you read. Over time, you'll find it easier to remember and recall information, making your reading more rewarding and effective. Remembering what you read is a skill that anyone can develop with the right strategies and consistent practice. By setting a purpose, engaging actively, reviewing regularly, and applying what you learn, you can unlock your memory's full potential. Start using these techniques today and watch your retention and understanding soar with every page you turn.